Goleta, California, a beautiful little coastal town just about 10 minutes north of Santa Barbara. The population's right over 55,000 people, and in this video, I want to give you the pros and the cons, a full in-depth breakdown to show you what it's really like to live in Goleta, California. So without further ado, let's jump right in. Thanks again, guys, for coming back to my channel. If you're here for the first time, my name's Avi. I'm a local realtor here in Santa Barbara, but I actually lived in Goleta for 4 years when I went to school at UC Santa Barbara, so I really know the ins and outs of Goleta. We still sell a lot of real estate in Goleta. It's one of my favorite communities, and I want to talk about the pros and the cons of what it's really like to live there. Might answer some of the questions you have on your mind if you're thinking of moving there, so let's jump right in. So starting off with the pros, Goleta is so scenic and so naturally beautiful that if you live there, you're going to spend a lot of time outside. Goleta boasts some amazing beaches like Sands, Devereux, beaches that are good to walk on or even surf. There's fantastic bike paths, there's amazing hikes and nature trails, and if you even go into the hills or a little bit up north in Goleta, you'll find some cool farm properties and you can do some beautiful drives along scenic single path roads, watch the sunset. Goleta is really majestic and is full of natural beauty. The people that live in Goleta love to spend time outside, time exploring, time being in nature, and if you're a nature person, you might really love living in Goleta. When it comes to schools, there's fantastic elementary schools like Mountain View, Foothill, Kellogg, and all the way up through high school. There's 2 fantastic high schools in Goleta, Dos Pueblos and San Marcos. Those are the public options. There's also fantastic private options available as well. But for the people that are raising families in the community, they really love having that range of fantastic public school options. Another huge pro about living in Goleta is it offers top quality healthcare. Cottage Hospital has a massive campus off of Patterson that's been ranked one of the top hospitals in all of California and all of the nation. If you want really good healthcare with unique equipment and special access to high quality treatments, Goleta is a really good option when it comes to having top tier healthcare. Another thing to consider about Goleta is a lot of people move to Goleta because there's a lot of tech companies, government contracting companies as well. The job market is very strong there. Lockheed Martin has a facility in Goleta. Deckers has its main campus, which is what creates UGG and Sanuk and a bunch of other high quality shoe brands. There's a lot of great job opportunities in Goleta, and a lot of people move to Goleta for the high paying tech or corporate jobs. So Goleta is fantastic as well because it's close proximity to Santa Barbara. You can be right downtown in 15 or so minutes from most parts of Goleta. And another great thing too is if you travel a lot, there's access to the Santa Barbara airport. It's actually in Goleta. That airport has flights that can take you to Phoenix, Denver, Seattle, kind of the western region of the United States. If you want to fly across the coast, you usually have to do a connecting flight, but the great thing about the airport is you can oftentimes get there 30 or minutes or an hour before your flight leaves, wait no lines, just zip to the front of security and be on your way. For those people who want quick access to Santa Barbara downtown, quick access to other towns across America, Goleta is a great place to be. And rounding off the pros is that Goleta offers a lot of big box stores that Santa Barbara doesn't have. Costco, the big Target, Home Depot, they're all located in Goleta. For those of us who live in Santa Barbara, when we need to go get those items that are specifically sold at those big box stores, we head out to Goleta. So jumping into the con side of the list, to touch on the airport, obviously it's really great to have it so close by, but for those people who are super noise sensitive or don't want any noise pollution, you want to be careful what part of Goleta you live in because there's areas that have the flyover noise and the flyover traffic. So it's definitely come and consider if you're noise sensitive, certain parts in certain neighborhoods in Goleta might not be for you. Another con in Goleta is obviously the high cost of living. While the average price for a single family home isn't quite as high as Santa Barbara, right now it's 2023 and the average cost for a single family home is north of $1.5 million. So understanding the prices there, there's obviously stuff for more around $1 million, especially if you're all right to do some of your own work. You can even get condos in the 600 and 700,000 range. There's even mobile home options as well. But understanding that compared to other parts in America, Goleta definitely has a high cost of living when it comes to housing. So although Goleta is very up and coming and there's new coffee shops and restaurants and nightlife opening up, compared to Santa Barbara or compared to a bigger city, the things to do when it comes to going out and restaurant options and nightlife is very limited. People who live in Goleta kind of understand that if you're going to do something like a really fun dinner out or a wine tasting, you might want to drive to downtown Santa Barbara if you want more options and more shopping, because Goleta is opening up more and more options, but for right now it's still quite limited when you compare it to downtown Santa Barbara. Wrapping up the cons, one thing to consider in Goleta, there is a handful of new construction, apartment complexes, new industrial buildings going up. For some people who really want to preserve all the natural space, or if they live nearby to the construction areas, that can be a little bit of a bummer. So just definitely something to consider when you're thinking about moving to Goleta. Okay guys, so that was my pros and cons of living in Goleta, California. Let me know if I missed anything down below in the comments. I also have pros and cons videos about living in Santa Barbara, living in Montecito, living in Carpinteria. So either they're already up on my channel or they're coming up soon. So feel free to subscribe, stay in touch. If you have questions that I didn't answer, like I said, jump in the comments. My name's Avi Becker. I'm a local realtor here in Santa Barbara. I'd love to help you out any way I can if you have questions, so feel free to reach out. And until the next video, guys, make it a great day. We'll see ya.